This is the day where we have 80 jerseys that blend into one blue river. One blue river that flows constantly. The end of the river, the empty end of the sea as one. That's how we roll.
Same here for us, Sarah.
Hooray for us!
Well, hello, and thank you very much for joining me. I am here with the legends, the fathers of the coaches here, with Dennis Allenbaugh to my right and Chick Walsh, who everybody knows because you're on our sidelines all the time. But thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. This is our second annual spring showcase at Sarah High School with De La Salle and Sarah joining forces to promote both programs and to invite a slew of coaches this year. We have almost triple the amount that we did last year for College Recruit, which is wonderful. And I had a lovely interview with both of your sons, and they both were talking about how we talked about the program and how they're so similar, and they incorporate faith and hard work and grit and all these wonderful things. And when I asked, what is the impetus for that, they both gave a tribute to each of you. So I think it's really cool that you took the time to speak with me. So can I just ask you both, how long have you known each other? Tell me a little bit about, because again, Chick, you have Spartans in your family, right? So just tell me about your relationship, if you don't mind.
Okay, so I started coaching in baseball at Ceremony Valley Little League, and Justin was 10-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
At that time, and I coached him in Little League for like 6 years, and we went to a lot of postseason games, and our family we actually went down to San Bernardino for the Western Regions together.
Oh, wow.
And Madeline was really close with Dennis's wife, and we just stayed together. And then the De La Salle experience just kept that going.
Just created more time. So we're going like 5 decades now, right? Is that
That's
not that I'm
adds up.
telling Patrick's age or anything, but yeah, maybe 4 decades.
But actually, first met before that when Patrick and Justin's older brother were in 7th or 8th grade,
Right.
playing CYO at St. Mary's in Walnut Creek.
Oh, wow.
And so we first met then, and then Jason and Justin's older brother and Patrick.
They were good buddies, right?
Yeah, and they played through together. They were part of a very, very tight team. And so we've, we traveled with Chick and Madeline. And we've
So
known
sports
Patrick.
have been, sorry.
Oh, yeah. And Nick, the
right?
younger Walsh
Yes.
here. Yeah, we all know each other.
So sports has been integrated into your lives and watching the kids grow. And what do you think your impact has been in terms of maybe your philosophies and how, because obviously we're in a totally different day and age. We just heard Maurice tell us about just social media and all these different, fundamentals of sports today for youth. How do you think your morals, the way that you brought up your boys, how do you think that has an impact on how they run their programs today?
Go ahead, Dennis.
Well, maybe you just get all the help you can get. It's one of them. I remember, Justin and Jason didn't play football till they got to high school. They really didn't think they should until I knew they were going to get good coaching. And I was a little bit suspicious about De La Salle because I grew up in Northern California, but we were gone for a number of years. Mm-hmm. We came back in at about that time, and, you hear the program and the whole bit. I wanted to know more about it. But when I did, I figured that it was for real. And the values that they teach there aligned with what our family values were. And it's nice to have help as a parent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that I'm sure Patrick and Justin are carrying that torch forward with their program. It's not just, it's not just about the X's and O's. It's about building the program, building character, building teamwork, building a work ethic. Absolutely. And accountability. So they teach all of that. Yeah.
That's wonderful. They're wonderful role models.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, I came from Massachusetts, went to Catholic schools, went to Holy Cross College, and the kids were always going to go to a Catholic school. So the 3 boys and my daughter went to St. Isidore, and then the boys went to De La Salle, and my daughter went to Carondelet. And I was involved with De La Salle in actually 1982. From that point forward, I used to go to the games, and then when Christopher got playing there, I started the De La Salle golf tournament in 1987, and was a big part of De La Salle. All the boys are on the Hall of Fame,
right?
In different not all in one sport, in multiple
It's
sports.
amazing.
So it's been a real for over 20 years with De La Salle. Then when Patrick got the job here, I went from green to blue, and I do go
seamless transition. I think.
It was the same. I do go to the De La Salle.
Well,
golf
every time we
tournament.
talk to Patrick, he's like, "Well, I'm a Spartan at heart," but
I saw him a couple times at De La Salle games too, because they
Yeah.
play on Fridays usually. Sarah's usually Saturday.
showing his colors.
Sort of a
Right.
football junkie.
So as far as the philosophy is, I always believe with the kids, especially in sports, is that once you start something, you finish. So you don't quit. No matter if you don't like your coaches. That happened in college baseball. The coaches weren't, I don't think, were the best. But they stayed, and they played all the way through. When Patrick was a junior, he wrote me a big, long thing about pros and cons of staying in San Jose State. And, of course, there was a lot of cons, right? It's a commuter school, and I'm getting beat up at running back. And, and my pro was, well, you're getting paid 100%. So you're getting a scholarship.
Right.
But
And an
we made a
education, yeah.
deal that when he was a senior, after his senior year in football, if he wanted to transfer, he was open to transfer. And that's when he went to the University of Texas, met Lindsay.
Met his wife, yeah, and
And
the story goes.
It all turned out great.
That's wonderful. Well, we talk a lot about, the role models that you have been to your sons, and then obviously that your sons have been to. I mean, we're going on 24 years for Patrick. How about Justin? I don't know how long. He's been there a long time, but how many years as a coach?
Well, he actually.
It's been a long time. I just don't
Well,
know the
when
years.
when he graduated from high school, Bob Lattiser and Terry Edson, he went to UCLA, and they start very late. They start at the end of September.
Right, quarter system.
And so while he was in college, he would do the preseason part,
Amazing.
and then he'd go to college. And then the year he graduated from college, he did the same thing, but instead of going back to college, he and his brother and some buddies went to Europe and had that Europe trip before they settled in. And then since then, he started teaching at De La Salle.
So it's
and
been
coaching.
decades as well.
So it goes back to when he was 18 in terms of coaching.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So we talk about the role models, like I said, but what about the leadership? I mean, these are two men that really revolutionized sports for youth, during a time when it was canceled. And I just wanted to just hear you both just talk about their pride, or, how you felt at that moment when they were both awarded, Coaches of the Year for the state of California. And they obviously revolutionized and changed, what was really a grim,
Yeah.
point in youth sports. Do you guys have any opinions on that?
Yeah, I do. When Patrick, because he had next level sports and next level flag football and all the next level stuff, that was dead. We couldn't get on the fields. They were locking down all the soccer goals, taking down the rims from the baskets so the kids couldn't go out and play.
Mm-hmm.
And I always told him, I said, maybe you should write a book about this, because what he did, and with Justin, but when he went to Hawaii, and he was there for 3 weeks, and he started thinking, and he was in a depression, and he said, I need to do something. I just need to do something. So he modeled the coaches community after the Texas coaches, and then brought a SEALs team. So we had 6 SEAL teams. And those SEALs team, each one of them, Justin was one of the leaders of one, and he had inner city football coaches as in like Skyline and those schools, and they had some LA guys, San Diego. And he said, you each have a job, and we need to really analyze what's going on here, because 42 of the 50 states were playing football.
And that was the Golden State Coaches Alliance. Wasn't that the
Right.
name of the group that you're speaking of?
So those schools that were playing, no one had done a study. There was no official study. This is new. I had COVID. And they basically looked at what the other states were doing. So Ali Abreu, who he played with in high school, basically he did Georgia. And then the other guy, people he knew around the country. So they would look at how many practices were canceled, how many games were canceled, how many people were in the stands, how many people were in masks. Outdoor sports, is it any effect? Well, the study he did, along with the other SEAL team leaders, was put together in a big presentation, and they went to see Governor Newsom and Dr. Galley, and through some friends of Newsom, were able to present the facts. And the facts showed that outdoor sports was really needed because the kids that weren't playing basically were falling way behind in school. They had no outlet in high school sports. So to finish the story, he wrote a summary of his life. And he was now a junior at De La Salle. He wasn't where he is now. And what would have been his life if COVID had hit and if all the restrictions had taken place? Where would he be? Well, first of all, he wouldn't have gone to San Jose State because he got recruited in the senior year. He wouldn't have gone to Texas. He wouldn't have met his wife. He wouldn't have his kids.
Right.
So that really made a big impression on Newsom, who has 5 kids, is that you are not giving these kids a chance to live their life and have a chance because you don't have all the facts. And if you're basing all this on facts, then get the facts. And they opened it up. They took the color code off and said outdoor sports is okay. I told them that you've done a great job coaching high school football, but you just allowed 3 million kids to participate in sports in California. Not just football, all the sports. So that's the story of the COVID, and from there it was great.
It's awesome. You must be very proud of me. That's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, they had to engage.
Here we go.
They had to engage with top-level politicians in the state, but there were a lot of people that participated in that, and they got it done. So
it's awesome. It's amazing leadership, and I mean we see it every day on when we watch both teams and we watch the way that they handle chapel and they handle the during season and postseason.
15 minutes.
Look, they're getting ready to start. But anyway, I'm just really, really proud to have you guys here, and just it's so nice to hear your voice and to hear your impressions of your sons, because they're doing amazing things for both teams, and we're just so proud that we can come together today to showcase them.
I think we're both proud of our sons as well as each other's sons. I mean, we've known them all for many, many years, and the whole family. So
we're lucky. We're lucky parents, and it's been great to be able to come, like Dennis, to years and years of high school football and high school sports. It just hopefully keeps us young.
Totally, it does. Well, and I called your 2 sons a powerful synergy. I'd say the same thing about you too. So thank you for your time, and
all right,
go Spartans, go Padres.
You got it.